The goal is to be able to sand the wood to be able to just put a clear coat on the table. However, if that doesn't work out, I have a backup plan. Okay, guys, so I have attempted to pull back this part right here. When I tell you this is not foolery, me pretending to use some some strength behind trying to get this stuff off. Yeah, but I'm gonna get my strong youngin to come and rip this off, because last time I was struggling, she ripped it off like it was nobody's business. So she can probably do this in like 3.5 seconds. Let me get her to Mod Podge. Yes, I used Mod Podge. It don't matter. Just rip it off anywhere you can. Yeah. I'm just saying that because I'm gonna get some pliers like I did the last time, and any little bits that are left, I'll just rip it off that way. As with electronics and any appliance such as this hot steamer, you guys want to be really, really careful. I am wearing gloves. I want to say that there are other ways in which you can remove a dent from unfinished soft wood, and I'll leave that up to you all to do your research. But for right now, I'm using my steamer because I found it very simple and easy to do. My daughter and I have brought this back inside, and it when I use the steamer, disclaimer, that heat brought that residual ink that may be in those lines up. Even though it looks like nothing is there, it was almost like invisible ink. And I am so glad that I opted to just go ahead and cover it instead of put a clear coat on top. Let me show you what I have chosen. Some of you may be asking, why did she go through all this just to cover the table? Well, I knew that I would go into this facing a dilemma. When I first got this table back in 2006 or 7, I mapped out a design I wanted using a Sharpie marker. I know, poor choice. That being said, I don't know if you could tell when I used the garment steamer. As I was using it, it was almost like it was invisible ink and that line was rising up to the surface. I sanded as much as I could away, but I still have probably a good 10% more to go. I ran out of steam, and I had this paper as a backup, or this contact paper, and my daughter agreed that it would be a good choice. We used it, and I think it worked out well. You guys let me know what you think. At a later time, when I have the oomph to do it, I will continue sanding off the table and then just put a clear coat on top of it. Okay, so now that I've determined the middle of the table, I am going to have a seam right down the center. It would be great that I didn't have one, but that's the way I have to do it since my wallpaper is, or my contact paper is shorter than my table. So over time, seams and wallpaper can kind of come loose. So I do have some double-sided tape that I'm going to put right down the center line. And that's also going to help me to be able to, I'm going to actually center it down the center line, and that's going to help me to line up my paper as well. So I am not going to yet remove my double-sided tape off yet until I start positioning my actual paper, because if I get it on there, it has adhesive on the back of that and I need to reposition it, I'm not going to be able to do it without messing the paper up. So I'm going to leave this carrier paper to the double-sided tape on, and then once I know that I have everything where I need it, I'll remove the tape. Make sure.
I just ate. It's perfectly normal.
You want to make sure that you go a little at a time so that you don't get these pockets of air or air bubbles. So I used the double-sided tape on the sides as I'm showing here and underneath the table to make sure I had good adhesion. And then you can always just gather the corners and either cut them or fold them back as I did. And it blends in very well. I think it looks like towel. I think it came out very well. What do you think? I like it.